Ninnekah, get into your shelter right now. I am very concerned for the community of Ninnekah right now.
Okay, we brought you this warning live on air last week. Severe weather season, as you know, ramping up in Oklahoma as we speak. And of course, just 17 years ago today, that Oklahoma saw its worst tornado outbreak. This morning, we talked live with meteorologist Rick Smith of the National Weather Service about what to do when one of these storms is headed your way. Rick Smith is here. We thank you for joining us this morning, Rick.
Great to be here.
And so your official title is Warning Coordinator, Coordinating Meteorologist, kind of a title that requires you to wear many hats, as you often talk about. You travel all over the country educating meteorologists, emergency managers, and really just anybody that has an authority when it comes to severe weather. So we've had some recent tornadoes. And some people say, well, this is a weak tornado that's coming, because fortunately all of them have been weak so far. Should folks treat a weak tornado differently than a big tornado?
Well, I think in most cases, no. I think a tornado is a tornado. Certainly we have tornadoes that reach these magnitudes where they're huge and they have very destructive winds, and we know when those are coming. We do have very weak tornadoes that may spin up literally in 5 to 10 seconds, and they're only there 5 to 10 seconds. They just don't last very long. But generally speaking, if you're in a tornado warning, you need to be taking tornado precautions. Your tornado safety plan should account for your safety in any kind of tornado. We shouldn't have different plans for different levels of tornadoes, because we don't know what level they're going to be before they get here.
And you mentioned a tornado safety plan. For people at home, I know Oklahoma welcoming a lot of new residents this year. What's a tornado safety plan? How do people prepare for that?
A tornado safety plan doesn't have to be complex. People think, well, I've got to get a binder and I've got to do all these written plans. You don't. You just have to plan in advance. Think about what you would do if you or your family were threatened by a tornado, whether you're at home, at work, or traveling, or whatever the case may be. Take a few minutes tonight and scope out where your shelter area would be. If you've got a kit of supplies, a flashlight and some water, granola bars, something like that to get you through, that's good too. But you know, it doesn't take a tremendous amount of work. Thinking about it, and really one of the key things is just paying attention to the weather. It's hard, it's almost impossible to not know storms are coming if you're in Oklahoma.
And you know, kind of pre-planning, you're saying, is the best way to do this. Have that plan ready to go. A lot of folks ask me this, and they say, all right, so it's the what if scenario. I'm on the road, it's gridlock, the storm is barreling down on me, it has a tornado. Where do I go? Do I jump out and go in the ditch? What's the best place to be if that happens?
I have to rewind a little bit, because the best thing to do is to never be in that situation. You need to pay attention to the weather. Don't get on the road if there are storms nearby. If you get caught in that situation where it's a last ditch effort, you've got to do something, there are no absolutes at that point. Some people have survived in ditches, some people have survived in culverts, drainage areas, overpasses. Some people have survived under those. Some people have survived in their cars, but people have also died in each of those situations. If you get to the point of having to make a decision like that, there are no good options. So the best choice is to not put yourself in that situation. If you do find yourself in that situation, you're going to have to make a split-second decision based on what's around you. Is there a ditch nearby? Is there a low spot that maybe I can get to?
I love that answer, never putting yourself in that situation. That's something that I always tell my family and my friends. And another thing that people deal with going into severe weather is, when should I take my shelter? Is there a right or really even a wrong answer to that?
I think people typically wait too long to take shelter, and some people wait until a siren sounds to take shelter for some reason. You should take shelter whenever you want to take shelter. You can do it whenever you want to. If you want to take shelter when the storm is 2 counties away, go for it. You know, get the kids in your safe area, play games, whatever you want to do. There's no right or wrong answer. It depends on you. The right answer is just don't wait too long. You've got to, you know how long it's going to take you to get to your shelter. Just don't wait for signals that may never come. Don't wait for a siren. Some people think, well, when I hear the siren, that's my signal to take shelter. You may never hear the siren. You're not supposed to hear the sirens in your home anyway.
Right.
So,
and on that note, you were saying too that there was some confusion about the sirens. They kind of changed the policy in Oklahoma City of when to warning. There was confusion this past go around.
There was. Some people were confused because we did have a weak tornado in Mustang, for example, that the Weather Service did not get a tornado warning out in time for. And people thought, well, because the Oklahoma City changed their siren policy, that's the reason I didn't hear the siren. You would not have heard a siren under the old policy either. The new policy, all it does is it reduces the amount of false alarm in the city. The other night when the tornado warning was issued by the Weather Service and they sounded the sirens for just one small part of Oklahoma City, 98% fewer people heard a siren than would have heard it this time last year. Last year, people down near Moore would have been getting a tornado
Going off
siren
all
for
the
a
time.
storm way
Yeah.
up near Luther moving away. So it's a good plan. We gotta give it a chance.
Yeah.
This is one
right.
storm. I think people are going to be happy with it once we get into the season.
Sure.